Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Anna Walker here in the studio of StabThingsIntoExistence.com. Welcome. Today is Tell Me Tuesday, and the prompt is, what if I don't like it after I've wet felted? Well, I did a little bit of wet felting the other day, and I want to show you the pieces that made the cut, and then I want to show you the one that didn't and show you some ways that you might decide to replay with that and use it as another blank canvas that you sort of build on. These two pieces, absolutely love. Now, I did some needle felting to bring some texture into the pieces that I wet felted the other day. These two are ready as they are. I am not going to add any stitching to them, I don't think. If I do, it'll be with threads that you don't see that will just reinforce some of the texture that I added with needle felting down in the landscape portion of it, and leaving the sky just as it is because I absolutely love it. This one turned out okay. I think it will work as something, not sure what yet. I don't see this as a felted painting, but maybe as a notebook cover. I don't know, but this one turned out okay, so I'm hanging on to it. These two, I'm very happy with the way that the needle felting brought out the texture, some of the texture in the trees. I will likely do some stitching to reinforce that texture that I added with the needle felting, to bring in some more dimension so that these trees lift up away from the background even more. But these are definitely winners for me. This one, I love this standing tall single tree here, and this one, I didn't notice it until I was working it. This one reminds me of me and my bestie. We're oceans apart. Well, we're not oceans apart. We're just, you know, a state apart. But we reach out and touch each other via text and via FaceTime and all of that good stuff. So this one reminds me of me and my bestie, but this one has my bestie's name on it. So now let's look at the one that didn't turn out exactly like I had hoped it would when it was in my head. So this is what it looked like when I got done wet felting it. Bring it up a little closer. And it's okay, but the greens were a little bit too much against the amber, and the blues just really didn't come together, and there was a lot of the background felt color showing through. So I needed to take it and do a little playing some more. And that's the key. You want to take a look at this not as, crap, that turned out lousy, but as a, well, what are we going to do from here? What are we going to play with to help bring this out? So yesterday, I took this piece and I added, now, yeah, I'm going to talk about this here in a second. I added some more felt colors on top of those areas of the painting. Let me pull it up here again. So I added some russets down here. I pulled away a lot of the green. Yes, you can pull away fibers even after it's been wet felted. And then I added this wonderful ombre of blue going into purple for the sky. Needle felted it very well, and then I went ahead and did a quick little wet felt on it. Now, that doesn't mean that these fibers felted directly into the fiber that had already been well felted. It is felted, but it's lightly felted atop that surface. So what I need to play with now is needling again. And this is a flat piece where it is very helpful to have a multiple needle tool. And then once I've got these fibers felted in a little better, see, the thing about the needle felting is that I don't have to get the fibers to connect with wet felting. I can get them to connect by putting the needles through it, and that is going to connect the new fiber to the previous fiber a little better. I'm already seeing I've got some rows here. We'll figure out if that's going to work, or maybe that'll be an area where I have some different layers of grasses or flowers. That's another possibility as well. But I just had to continue playing with this piece because I hate to say that any piece is a dud. I mean, I've got a YouTube video up of a first try at a bride for the sculpture that I did for Nancy and Theo in 2016 for them to use at their wedding. And the first bride was a dismal disaster, but I didn't throw it away. I hung on to it. And I thought, what can I do with this now? Well, if you go to the video, you'll be able to see what I did with it now. But I'll show you right here that that horrid sculpture turned into what I call the goddess of hugs. Now, she needs a little needle felting because she's been bumped around a little bit of late, but I love what she turned into. And this started out as a very scary, almost Doctor Who-ish angel, really creepy looking, and it turned out not so creepy looking. So never say it's a disaster, because it's not. It's just waiting for you to figure out what's next. So you can see already, just by needling the lower portion here, we're getting a little bit of texture and dimension in here. Now, if I want to move these bits that are a little bit too liney, I can use a single needle, and you see just by using a single needle and stabbing toward where I want the fibers to go, it is moving those fibers ever so slightly. And that is giving us some dimension as well. It's bringing in some texture, and it's bringing in some movement that maybe we didn't have quite as well before. But it's all about just playing and taking a look at what you've got and what you think needs to be happening, and then using your needle to get those fibers to go where you want them to go. And then reinforce by working a multiple needle tool if you've got it. If not, you can do this with a single needle. It's just going to take you a little longer to go through it with a single needle, but you get the idea. And then just play with what are you going to do after you've got this needled in to finish the picture. And for me, that usually involves stitching. It may involve some things like beads. It may involve cutting some pre-felts into shapes and creating structures on this, you know, rolling prairie kind of look. Now, what if you don't like the way it turned out the second time either? And you're going, no, this guy is just not cutting it. Well, if you're very, very careful, you can pull away some of those fibers and you can start again. I like how we've got the fibers on here now. So I'm going to use this as another blank slate, but I'm inspired by this blank slate, whereas the other depiction with the green on there, and it just didn't work for me. It may have worked for you. It might have been fine for you. But for me, it needed some extra tender loving care. And so that's what I, just want to say for Tell Me Tuesday today. Set a project aside if you need to, if it didn't turn out the way you thought it should, and work on it after you've got a fresh perspective. And sometimes that fresh perspective can come from just taking a photo of it above and then taking a look at that photo and saying, oh, yeah, this is what I don't like over here, and this is what I do like over here. When I was in Scotland in 2020, one of the things that Moy recommended was taking lots and lots of pictures. That's Moy McKay, felt artist extraordinaire. She recommended taking lots of pictures during the process, even pictures during the process of layout, so that we could look at when your hands and your eyes are all focused right here. You lose a little bit of that objective perspective, and taking a photo of what you've just done can show you, oh, this needs to move a little bit over here. Oh, I've got a blank spot up here that you don't really see when you're in the middle of it. So take lots of photos, and just take them on your camera. I mean, I've got 10,000 photos on here. Take them on your phone, your camera, whatever you've got, and let that help you see what needs to happen next. So for Tell Me Tuesday today, I say 1, nothing is ever ruined, and 2, take lots of photos so that you can get that objective perspective to create exactly the feel and the look that you want in your painting. So I'm going to continue working on this today and get it to where I think it's ready to go. Excuse me. And I'll show you guys later how that turns out. But for today, that's what I have. Have a great May 3rd, and I wish you all a wonderful day, a blessed day, and a day filled with hope and love. And I will talk to you all tomorrow on WTF What to Felt Wednesday. See you later, everyone. Bye.